Every single one of us has encountered people who smile in our face but quietly root against us behind closed doors. The world is full of voices that sound supportive, yet their actions tell another story. The truth is, fake people are not always easy to see because they blend in as friends, supporters, or even family. But once you learn to recognize the signs, you'll never fall for their disguise again. First, watch consistency. Real people show up when they say they will. They keep their word, and their actions align with their promises. Fake people, they only talk. They'll hype you up. But when it's time to stand beside you, they disappear. Second, pay attention to energy. Energy doesn't lie. Notice how you feel when you're around someone, drained, uneasy, second guessing yourself. That's not a coincidence. Fake people feed off your light, but never add anything back. Third, look at loyalty during tough times. Anyone can celebrate you when you're winning, but when you're struggling, losing, or broken down, who's still checking on you? Fake people are seasonal. They only show up in your summer, but vanish in your winter. Finally, set boundaries and watch the reaction. A real friend will respect your space, your goals, and your growth. A fake one will feel threatened, get distant, or even try to hold you back. Remember, love respects boundaries, but manipulation resents them. See, everybody got a mouthpiece. Everybody knows how to say the right thing. They'll tell you they got your back. They'll tell you they support you. They'll tell you they love what you're doing. But here's the truth. Words don't pay bills. Words don't build legacies. Words don't show up when you're broken. Actions do. I remember one time, a man promised his partner he was going to help him start his business. Every day it was, yeah, bro, I'm with you. We gonna make this happen. Weeks passed, then months, and the partner realized the only thing that ever came was talk. No money invested, no time given, no effort made. That's when he learned a hard lesson. Stop believing what people say. Start watching what people do. Because talk is free, effort is expensive, and only the real will pay that cost. You want to know who's really down for you? Look at patterns, not promises. Anybody can be good for a moment. Anybody can clap for you when it's convenient. But real support doesn't check the calendar or the weather. Real support shows up in the rain, in the storm, in the moments when you don't even believe in yourself. Actions will reveal truth faster than words ever will. Think about it like this. If someone tells you they love you, but they constantly lie, cheat, or disappear when you need them, is that love? If someone says, I believe in you, but they laugh behind your back, is that belief? If someone promises to ride with you, but disappears the moment the ride gets tough, were they ever in the car in the first place? One of the coldest truths in life is this. People don't always mean what they say, but they always mean what they do. There's an old quote, what you do speaks so loudly I cannot hear what you say. That's the blueprint for how you should evaluate relationships. Stop listening with your ears, start watching with your eyes. If a friend tells you, I'll be there, but never shows up, believe the absence, not the excuse. If a person claims they're loyal, but their behavior says otherwise, trust the actions. The moment you start doing this, you stop living in disappointment because you're no longer fooled by words that were never meant to be real. Let me give you a story. A young man wanted to test who in his circle was really genuine. So he called his friends one by one and said, I need you. I'm stuck and I can't get out of this by myself. Out of 10 people, only 2 answered and came to see him. The rest gave excuses. I'm busy. Call me later. You'll figure it out. That was the moment he realized he had only 2 real friends and 8 fake ones. Sometimes life will set up those moments for you so you can see who's who. It's not to break you. It's to free you. And here's the thing. Action only show you other people. They show you yourself. You can say you want success, but what are your actions? You can say you want respect, but what are you doing to earn it? You can say you want change, but what habits are you breaking? Words are intentions. Actions are proof. A lot of people die with intentions. Only a few live with proof. Now let's go deeper. Actions aren't just about big moves. Sometimes it's the little things that reveal the most. A fake friend might clap for you in public, but in private, they never encourage you. A real one doesn't need an audience. They'll support you whether the lights are on or off. Someone who truly believes in you will make small sacrifices without you asking. They'll check in. They'll push you. They'll tell you the truth when nobody else will. You can't fake consistency, and you can't fake action. That's why you should never ignore patterns. If someone constantly takes and never gives, that's not by accident. That's their character. If they only come around when they need something, that's not friendship. That's convenience. Real recognizes real, and fake eventually exposes fake. And here's the beauty of it. You don't even have to confront people most of the time. Just watch. Just observe. Just be silent and pay attention. Their actions will do the talking for you. But let's talk about something deeper, the power of energy. See, energy is the one thing that never lies. You can smile in my face and still hate me in your heart. You can tell me I'm your brother, your sister, your family. But if your spirit is off, I feel it. Humans are wired to sense energy. Sometimes we ignore it because we want the relationship to be real. We want the friendship to be true. But that gut feeling you get around people, that's your spirit warning you before your mind can process it. Don't ignore it. Ever walk into a room and feel heavy for no reason? Nobody said a word, but something felt wrong. That's energy. Ever meet someone and instantly feel drained after talking to them? That's not coincidence. That's your body recognizing a mismatch. Fake people carry fake energy, and your spirit will feel the tension even if your heart tries to deny it. There was a story of a woman who had a best friend for years. They laughed together, partied together, called each other sisters. But every time the woman shared good news, she noticed her friend's smile looked forced. Her words were supportive, but her eyes weren't. Every time she succeeded, she felt guilt instead of joy. Until one day she realized it wasn't guilt, it was her energy picking up on envy. Her friend didn't want her to shine, she just wanted to be close enough to dim her light. That's the type of energy you need to escape. Energy is louder than language. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do you feel inspired, motivated, safe? Or do you feel exhausted, anxious, and small? Real people pour into you, fake ones drain you. Real people make you feel seen, fake ones make you feel invisible. That's why it's not about how long you've known somebody, it's about how they make you feel consistently. 10 years of fake love can't match 1 year of real loyalty. And here's something to remember, fake energy will always reveal itself in silence. If you stop talking for a while, if you pull back your energy, you'll see who notices, who checks in, who cares. Fake people thrive on being entertained, but when you stop feeding them, their absence tells you everything you need to know. There's a quote, some people aren't loyal to you, they're loyal to their need of you. Once their need changes, so does their loyalty. That's energy in disguise. They weren't tied to your soul, they were tied to your benefits. But once you stop giving, their mask falls off. Life is too short to spend with people who pretend. Guard your space like you guard your dream. Protect your spirit like you protect your money. Because time is the one thing you can't get back, and energy is the one thing you can't afford to waste. Everybody talks about loyalty like it's a trend, like it's something you post about on your story or wear on a t-shirt. But loyalty ain't about what you say. It's about what you show when the world stops clapping. When you're up, everybody is loyal. When you're shining, when you're eating, when the checks are clearing, loyalty is cheap. But let life put you on your back. Let the crowd walk away. Let your pockets go empty. That's when you find out who's who. A man once said, adversity introduces you to your real friends. That's the truth. Because when times are hard, people don't have the energy to fake it. They can't keep the mask on. Hardship strips the disguise away. You'll notice the ones who used to call every day suddenly forget your number. The ones who promised they'd ride with you start making excuses. But there's always a few who stay, a few who stand 10 toes down no matter what. That's loyalty. That's rare. That's priceless. I remember hearing a story about a young man who lost everything. His job, his home. The same people who used to come around when the party was lit vanished. But one friend came by every morning with food. Didn't matter if it was just bread or noodles. He made sure the young man ate. No cameras, no audience, no clout, just love. That's loyalty. And the lesson was simple. Never confuse the crowd with the circle. The crowd celebrates you, but the circle sustains you. See, loyalty is tested in the valleys, not on the peaks. Anybody can clap when you're winning. But who's praying for you when you're losing? Who's checking on you when you're silent? Who's helping you stand back up when you fall? That's what separates people who are seasonal from people who are permanent. There's an old saying, when you're down, you find out who's down for you. That's facts. Life has a way of pulling back the curtains, and sometimes you'll be hurt because the people you thought were solid show you they were only around for the benefits. But don't see it as a loss, see it as a filter. The tough seasons filter out the fake ones so the real ones can stand out. But let me tell you something important. Loyalty doesn't mean agreeing with you all the time. A loyal friend will check you. They'll call you out when you're slipping. They'll tell you the hard truth even if you don't want to hear it. Fake loyalty is silence when you're wrong. Real loyalty is correction with love. Don't mistake a cheerleader for a friend. The one who tells you what you need to hear is more valuable than the one who only tells you what you want to hear. Now let's move to something just as important. Boundaries. Boundaries expose intentions. The moment you set a standard, the moment you say, this is what I will and won't accept, you separate the real from the fake. Because real ones will respect it, but fake ones will feel threatened. Think about it. When you start saying no to late night calls, when you stop lending money, when you refuse to play the same old role, watch what happens. The people who only loved you for what they could take will show their true colors. They'll call you selfish. They'll say you've changed. They'll try to guilt trip you. But really, what they're mad about is the fact that they can no longer use you. There's a story about a woman who spent years helping everyone around her. Anytime someone needed money, she gave it. Anytime someone needed a place to stay, her door was open. But one day she decided to set boundaries. She told her circle, I love you, but I can't carry everyone anymore. I need to take care of myself too. And just like that, half the people disappeared. She realized they weren't her friends, they were her dependents. The moment the benefits stopped, the fake love stopped too. That's how boundaries reveal the truth. It's not about being cold-hearted. It's about protecting your energy. You can't pour into everybody and leave yourself empty. Real friends understand that. Real family respects that. They won't see your boundaries as rejection. They'll see it as maturity. But fake people, they'll get angry because boundaries block access to your resources, not your love. A wise quote says, if someone gets angry at you for setting boundaries, it's a clear sign they benefited from you not having any. That's heavy, and it's true. The moment you put a line in the sand, the leeches can't cross it, and the manipulators can't play their games. You'll see their reaction instantly. And that reaction is the truth they try to hide. Boundaries also expose who's really growing with you. When you decide to level up, not everybody can go. Maybe you stop drinking, maybe you stop partying, maybe you start focusing on business. The ones who are real will clap for you and support your growth. The fake ones will mock you, pull you back, and say, you acting different. But here's the thing, growth requires difference. If you're the same person year after year, you're not evolving. And if they can't handle your growth, they were never meant to go with you. Let me give you another story. A young man grew up in a rough neighborhood. He started studying, investing, trying to build something better. His old friends kept pulling him back, saying, come on, man, don't forget where you came from. But he realized they didn't want him to remember. They wanted him to stay stuck. When he drew a boundary and said no, they called him fake. But years later, when he succeeded, he looked back and realized he didn't lose friends. He lost anchors. Boundaries saved him. That's why you can't be afraid to set standards. You can't be afraid to say, this is my line, because people will either rise to meet it or fall away from it. And either way, you win. If they respect it, you grow together. If they don't, you just saved yourself years of wasted time. Remember this, loyalty and boundaries go hand in hand. Loyalty is tested in hard times, and boundaries test intentions in good times. Together, they reveal who's real and who's fake. And once you know that, your circle gets smaller, but it gets stronger. And a small, strong circle will take you further than a big, weak one. Don't let anybody guilt you for demanding respect. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for protecting your peace. And don't confuse loyalty with blind obedience. The people who truly care about you will never cross your boundaries, and they'll never disappear when times get hard. Those are the ones worth holding on to. The rest, let them go. Because when you stop holding on to fake connections, your hands are free to build real ones. You ever notice how some people only cheer when the cameras are on? They'll repost your wins. They'll comment on your success. They'll throw emojis under your posts, but behind closed doors, their energy don't match. Fake people love the spotlight of association. They love to look like they're supportive because it makes them seem loyal. But in the quiet, when nobody's watching, that's when the truth shows. There was a young artist who finally broke through, got his first big show, and all of a sudden everybody was congratulating him. His phone blew up with messages. People he hadn't spoken to in years suddenly came back around. But he started to notice something strange. When he was in the room with them, the energy was off. They'd say, man, we're proud of you. But he could feel the envy behind the smile. And he realized something powerful. Some people don't actually want you to win. They just wanted to be seen clapping so they don't look like the hater. That's why you can't judge support by noise. You judge support by consistency. Some people only celebrate you when it's convenient, but go silent when it's real. A real friend celebrates you whether anybody's watching or not. They don't need an audience. They don't need credit. They don't need to make it about them. Their support is quiet but strong. Fake support is loud but empty. It's like that quote, not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you. You got to feel the difference. Because sometimes the same hand that claps for you in public is the same hand that's pulling you down in private. And if you're not paying attention, you'll mistake noise for loyalty. Look at how people move when you're not in the room. Do they defend you, or do they stay silent when someone disrespects you? Do they speak well of you when you're not there, or do they let envy speak for them? That's the real test. Real loyalty speaks when you can't. Fake loyalty disappears when it's inconvenient. And here's something deeper. Some people need you to do good, but never better than them. They'll celebrate your progress as long as it's beneath theirs. The moment you pass them, the celebration turns into competition, and competition turns into envy. They loved you as long as you were behind them. That's not love, that's control. A man once told his friend, I want you to eat, just not at my table. That's the mentality of fake people. They want you to win, but only as long as you're not winning more than them. They'll give you just enough support to keep you close, but never enough to see you grow past them. That's why you have to watch carefully. You don't owe loyalty to envy. Now let's talk about something that's just as important, how people make you feel. Because energy doesn't just lie, it teaches. You can always tell who's for you by how you feel after you leave them. Do you feel lighter, inspired, motivated? Or do you feel drained, confused, and smaller than before? Real ones inspire, fake ones drain. There was a young woman chasing her dream of starting a business. Every time she told one friend about her plans, the friend would pick it apart. That's too risky. You don't have enough money. What if it fails? She thought it was just concern. But she started to realize something. After every conversation, she felt smaller, not bigger. That's when she understood. Concern that kills your confidence isn't concern, it's disguised doubt. Compare that to another friend she had who told her, go for it, I believe in you, and if it doesn't work the first time, we'll figure it out together. Notice the difference. One made her question herself, the other made her believe in herself. That's the power of energy. One drains, one fuels. It's like batteries and leeches. A battery gives power, it makes things move. A leech only takes power, it makes things stop. You have to ask yourself, who in your life is a battery and who is a leech? Are they adding to your growth or are they sucking the life out of it? And here's where it gets tricky. Fake people don't always drain you directly. Sometimes they drain you by what they don't give. They don't celebrate you when you win. They don't support you when you struggle. They don't show love when you need it most. Silence can be just as draining as hate, because when you expect love and you get nothing, it empties you little by little. There was a story of a man who became successful, and instead of hate, his closest friend just went silent. No congratulations, no acknowledgement, no support. At first, he thought maybe it was jealousy, but over time he realized it was worse, was indifference. And indifference is the deadliest energy, because at least a hater admits they're watching. Indifference pretends you don't even matter. That's why you got to protect your circle with wisdom. Don't just ask, who loves me? Ask, who lifts me? Don't just ask, who's around me? Ask, who feeds me? Because people can be around you and still starve your spirit. They can sit at your table and still never bring a plate. A wise quote says, pay attention to who claps when you win and who goes quiet. That silence is louder than the applause. And once you notice it, don't ignore it. Because if someone can't celebrate you, they don't belong around you. But let me flip it on you too. Ask yourself, are you draining others or inspiring them? Are you the one pouring doubt into your friends or the one pouring belief? Because the energy you give is the energy you attract. You can't ask for inspiration if you only give criticism. You can't ask for love if you only give envy. The universe don't work like that. You attract what you are. So if you want real ones around you, be a real one first. Celebrate others, support others, lift others. Not because you expect something back, but because it's who you are. Real attracts real. And the moment you start moving in authenticity, the fake starts falling away naturally. At the end of the day, life is too short to keep fake applause and draining energy around you. Every fake person you keep in your circle is taking up space that a real one could fill. Every draining conversation you entertain is stealing time you could use to grow. Protect your space, protect your peace, and protect your energy. Because when it's all said and done, people might fake their words, they might fake their smiles, they might fake their support, but they can't fake consistency, and they can't fake energy. That's your truth. Trust it. At the end of the day, spotting fake people isn't about paranoia. It's about protecting your peace. Don't be afraid to cut ties with those who drain your spirit, because every time you let go of fake energy, you make room for real connections. Guard your circle like you guard your dreams, because the truth is, the people around you can either push you forward or quietly pull you down. Choose wisely.